Hi, I'm Anton, and welcome to this 15-minute yoga flow. This is something you can do in the morning when you have a little bit of time and you want to get those cracks and crunches out your body. Again, it doesn't have to be the morning. It could be late at night. Whatever you want to feel, just feel yummy and juicy for a short amount of time. So we've got the hard part out the way. We're actually on the mat. So that's a beginning part. We've made it here. We're going to start at the top. We're going to just stand in the center. Feet are roughly hip distance apart. Nothing major. And we're just going to start activating through the lower body. So I want you to just sway gently back and forth across the mat, across your feet, just finding somewhere in the center. When you found your middle ground, I want you to place the left hand on your heart, right hand on your tummy, and just begin to notice your breath. Again, if you've had like 5 coffees already, maybe the heart is pounding, maybe the breath is very quick, or maybe you've just woken up feeling groggy and the breath is slow and in the belly. Just take a moment to notice your breath, the inhales and the exhales. Notice what parts of the body are moving. Belly expanding, the ribs inflating, the chest all the way up to the top of the lungs and out. Feel the ribs knit in. Taking the hands to the sides of the ribs, a little higher, so you're in a bit of a Superman pose, or Wonder Woman, or Wonder Man, or Batman. And you're just going to feel the ribs. We're going to feel the breath outwards. So instead of being from the front, I'm going to think about the sides. So as you inhale, out into the ribs, and out through the nose. Again, you just really want to feel the breath itself. Releasing that, just let go of the arms. Be really soft. I want you to think about a robot that's powered down or like a drunk old man. You're going to draw the chin towards the chest and just really be soft here. Now you can be soft in the legs as well. We're going to start powering down, but from the left shoulder. So the left shoulder is super heavy. You're going to bend the knees and slowly start curling down through the spine. Nice and heavy. Really draw the chin in. Again, soft in the legs. Falling over towards the left foot. We're going to move slowly over to center. Begin to tuck the pelvis, and right shoulder gets a little bit lighter. Pressing down through the legs, a slight tuck of the pelvis. You can begin to thrust the hips forward slightly. I'm going to flick my hair, but ignore that. You can flick yours too. Just rolling back through the right shoulder, maybe squeezing shoulder blades together, and then back to the other side. Again, wine drunk. Maybe it's too early for that. Again, you can take it a little faster, a little slower, just rolling. My hair is actually annoying me, guys. It's a bit much. Okay, I'm going to do that one more time. So again, powering down, drawing chin towards the chest, rolling down. Again, you really want to work from the pelvis as we shift to the right. Start pressing through the right foot, tucking your pelvis. Arms are heavy. Begin to roll up through the spine, starting with the low back. As you begin to lift the chest, squeeze your shoulder blades together, leaning back and over to the other side. Again, you can go side to side, you can change direction, you can go faster, slower. I'm going to do this 2 more times. But really allow yourself to sway with the movement. Again, going with the breath. On the last one, stopping in the center. I'm going to bend the knees, slowly tuck the pelvis, slowly roll up through the spine. To add a little bit more flair, maybe when you get halfway, start pushing the hips forwards, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and then we're going to inhale, reach the hands up. We want to turn the thumbs to face the front. That doesn't make sense. Turning thumbs back, pinky fingers forward. Inhale, reaching hands up. Maybe looking towards the thumbs. Your right hand is going to grab your left wrist. You're going to pull up and over towards the right. Again, you can say words, guys, words. Right hand grabs left wrist. You're going to pull up and over towards the right. You can stay here, or you can think about a little bit more opening, thinking right nipple forwards, left nipple back. Gently pressing the left side of the ribs over to the left. Again, I think this is a great place to stay. Or you can take it a little bit further. Left foot is going to step outside of the right. You're on the knife edge of the foot. Big breath in, maybe reaching away through that left hand and gently pressing hips over to the left. Really ground down through the right foot, reaching your hands up towards the ceiling. Hands up. You're going to slowly bring left knee towards your chest, nice and strong in the right leg. Do whatever you want with the hands to maintain balance. Okay, hands can come to the hips, hands come to heart center, however you like. Just finding balance here. Taking left knee out to the side. Again, you might want to stop here. Or taking it further, we're going to add some internal rotation. So you're thinking about rolling the leg down. So thigh rolls in. You want to try and bring the knee back in line with the hip. Again, this might be tricky. Balance could be enough for you playing here. Really think about popping that left knee up towards the ceiling and maybe adding another layer, karate kick into the side. Adding a little bit more internal rotation, rolling that hip down and really pumping up through that left ankle, really firing up that left glute. Slowly begin to get soft in the right knee. Left leg comes behind you. Again, wobbling is cool, guys. Maybe left hand comes to the ground. Slowly bend your right knee, left hand to the ground, reach your right hand up. Really trying to open the chest, reaching right hand up. You want to imagine you're grabbing a bow or an arrow and you're reaching that arrow, pulling back through that arch. Looking at right hand. So we're in a twisted lunge. To add a little bit more crank in that, you're going to bring right fingers behind you, maybe hands graze the ground, reaching forwards. Again, this is something you can do a couple times, lots of times. This could be your whole practice. Maybe reaching forwards. Fingertips reach to the top of the mat. Maybe shifting the weight forwards, come to the tip of the left toes. Maybe fingertips. Again, this is pretty hard already because the weight is coming forward into the right foot. Maybe adding another layer, left hand joins right hand. Really working here, really pressing down for right heel, squeezing, and then shifting over. Maybe hands come in contact with the ground to make it a bit easier as you walk your hands over towards the left foot. Left toes face the corner of the mat. You're going to start shifting, bending into that left knee. Depending on mobility, it might be quite intense on the hamstring, but if you want a little bit more, you can turn toes up towards the ceiling, really sending that left knee past the toes. And then again, I like to add a thrust forward. Again, you don't want to look at anyone when you do it. We'll think about thrusting hips forwards, okay? Left hand come on the ground, maybe reaching right hand up. With a gentle squeeze of left knee and left arm. Slowly coming back to center, we're going to come to a forward fold. Again, grabbing blocks is great, but we're going to be behind the fingertips anyway. Walking the hands forward slightly. Walking hands to the left. And you're going to allow the chest to sink to the earth. From here, pressing right ribs over to the right. We're going to take a big breath in. In again. And then as you exhale, you're going to push the right side of your ribs over to the right, getting a nice stretch along the right side of your rib cage. Working with the serratus. Slowly coming back to center. Now, option here, it could be early, it could be late. You might not want to go upside down, but you can always come into your wide legs, or going all the way down to a headstand. I ain't going to do that though, guys. She is lazy, okay? But the option is there if you want it. Slowly coming back up. Walking hands over to the right foot. Nice and slow, pivoting on the back foot. Hands come either side of the front foot. You're going to push the ground away. Front foot joins back foot. Lovely little crack of the ankle there, guys. It could be early, it could be late. We're old or we're young, who knows? You're going to shift the weight forwards, lower the knees down, turn your elbow creases to face the front of the mat. You're going to slowly draw your elbows back. We're going to stop at the elbows. Maybe you stay here and cry a little bit. And then we're plopping all the way down. From here, pressing down through the tops of the feet. Really squeeze your inner thighs together and gently draw the elbows back in space. Again, don't look at anyone, or maybe you look lovingly at your partner, or your cat, who knows, okay? You're going to thrust down through the hips, drawing the elbows back, draw the chin in, think double chin, and then gently press your head back in space. Again, try not to lift the chin too much. We want to work with deep neck flexion, the strong neck. There's another joke here, but I'm not going to say it. Lowering down, tucking the toes, send your bum all the way down to the heels of the feet. You can stay here, resting in child's pose, maybe you untuck the toes, or coming to a down dog. And then you don't want to stay static here, you can move around. We want the focus to be the arms, so I want you to imagine sliding the skin of your fingers forwards, really pressing the forearms up towards the fingertips. And then you can wiggle your bum, move the knees, maybe you want to twerk. What time of night is it? From here, we're going to slowly come to the top of the mat, so you can either stay wiggling, do a little hop, a little jump, or maybe walking the toes to the top. We're going to do that same thing on the other side. Again, no need to crank to a forward fold. You're just kind of working and kind of lubricating the body. I did or didn't want to say that, who knows? Okay. Tucking the pelvis, slowly rolling up. Again, you can come up flat back, or nice and slow, depending on the time of day. Again, Flick of the hair is optional. Okay, we're back when we started. So we're going to start with those rolls and sways. You can do this very quickly or super slow, up to you. So again, you're powering off, turning off that energy, slowly rolling down, soften the knees, soften the arms. You're going to go around, coming back up. Again, once you're comfortable with this, you can get weirder. You can sway side to side like we did before. You can do it 3 times, you can do it 5 times, 10 times, whatever your body requires. Slowly settle in the center when you're ready. Bend the knees, tuck the pelvis, slowly rolling up through the spine. I always like a little ripple. And again, I don't know how many times I'm going to say thrust forward, but you want to think about thrusting the hips forwards when you're squeezing shoulder blades together. Inhale, reaching hands up. We want to add external rotation when the arms are up. So we want to think about turning the armpits to face one another and maybe turning the fingers like you're turning a light bulb. This time, left hand takes right wrist. You're going to pull it up on the right arm and over to the left. Again, this may be enough for you, but just to add a little flavor, again, you're thinking left nipple forwards, right nipple back. Is it too early or too late to say nipple? Who knows? Adding a little bit more of that side bend, you can take right foot outside of the left. You're on the knife edge of the right foot. Really stamp down through the left heel, and then we're pressing right hips over to the right rib cage over to the right. Take a big breath in, and a big breath out. From here, really press down for your left heel as you reach hands up. Maybe hands come to heart center or the hips just to maintain that stability. Start drawing right knee towards the chest. Again, wobbles are there and that's totally cool. You can stay here or taking the leg out to the side. Maybe a bit of internal rotation, turning right knee down to the ground, trying to lift the ankle. And then you want the right knee sort of in line with the hip. As I look at you, I'm falling, but it's cool. It's cool. You might be falling too. Or you can do a little ninja kick to the side. Hiya! Internal rotation, rolling that right thigh down to the ground and lifting from that right ankle. You can stay here for however long. Really squeeze your glutes, thrusting hips forwards. Again, another thrust. Take a shot every time I say thrust. Taking right leg behind you. And again, nice and slow. You're going to start bending into the left knee. Right hand comes to the ground. Reach left hand. Ooh, wobble there. Reaching left hand up towards the ceiling. Again, you can think right side of the chest up towards the ceiling, or again, right nipple again. Again, 3 big circles. Left hand comes behind you. Maybe it grazes the ground. Going forwards. Again, no rhyme or reason to this. We just want to kind of wake up the body. Get those cracks and creases. Again, if backwards doesn't feel good, maybe try forwards. Then when you're ready, left arm reaches forwards. Come to right fingertips. Come to the tip of the right toes. Again, this may be enough for you. You might be like, I'm working enough here. Please stop. Or maybe you're like, I want more, okay? Maybe your right hand reaches forward. There's always an option to take this into a little balance. Hands come down. Pushing down through the hands, front foot joins back foot in a plank. Maybe you lower the knees here. Maybe you go for a full chaturanga. Again, we want to keep lovely protraction in the backs of the shoulders. Think about pressing the forearms towards the fingertips. Come high on the toes, shift weight forwards. Again, lower the knees if you want to. Drawing elbows back, but keep the energy forwards. Maybe stopping halfway. Again, you can weep, you can sob, or you got this. Who knows? Maybe opening the chest in your upward facing dog. Again, we want a push away from the ground. A little bit of external rotation, so turn those elbow creases face the front. And then adding another layer. Think about dragging the hands backwards in space, double chin rather than looking up. Tucking the toes, bottom goes up and back. Again, you have a little wiggle, a little movement. Whatever feels good, maybe you circle the bum this time. Maybe you drop it like it's hot. Whatever you want. We're going to slowly lower down. Settle the energy downwards, lowering the knees. Hands can slide all the way by the feet. And try and slow your heart rate. Really depends on how fast or quickly you moved. Again, just because I'm talking doesn't mean you have to go with me. Taking a couple beats here. Staying here while I go. Or maybe you take the practice a little further. Well done.